What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, it's your boy Jim Graphics. In today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to design this simple e-flyer in coreldraw. If you're new, consider subscribing by clicking on the red button below and turn on the bell icon in order not to miss any of my future upload. Coming over here guys, these are the stock images we'll be working with. I'll put the link of everything in the down description below, so click on the links and choose what you want. So without any further ado guys, let's get straight to the video. Welcome to coreldraw guys. So the first thing we'll do, as you all know, is to change our size which we'll be working with, and the size we'll be working with today is 5 by 5 inches, which is social media size. All right, so what we're going to do now is to change the size. To change to this size, all you need to do is go to your property, locate your property bar. This is your property bar. All right, so once you do that, come over to your unit and change it to inches. All right, so once you locate your unit, you can change it to inches. All right, all you need to do is just click on this, your drawing unit, and change it to inches. Then come to your page dimension, highlight this way, and you can basically remove this, put it to 5, and come down here, put this to 5, press enter on your keyboard and use shift F4 to zoom out. All right, so this is what you're going to have. Now the next thing we're going to do is bring in our rectangle tool this way, select, draw this way, then come over to your page dimension again. All right, and put size 5 by 5 and press enter. So guys, as you can see, we have this is not fitted to frame. So to fit it to frame, all you need to do is just press letter P on your keyboard. So press P, and as you can see, this is what you're going to have. So basically, as you can see guys, we have a black stroke before we did the fit to page. All right, this, so to remove that black this black stroke or outline, come over to this stuff here. All right, this sign, as you can see, this red sign here, right click on it, right click on your mouse and select this set outline color. All right, so if you're using a lower version, you can just right click on it, it will go out. All right, this is Corel 2021. So if you need this Corel version, go, I have a link to that on my videos on the description guys, but I can actually put it down here so you can download and make use of it. All right, so this is it. Now press P and leave it to that. So this is what you're going to have guys. So the next thing we're going to do is bring in our stock images that we have. All right, so to do that, you either right click over here and locate import. All right, so the shortcut is Control I. All right, so it's the same thing as doing Control on your keyboard, Control plus I. All right, so once you do that, this can come up, and or basically you go to your file and locate import. All right, so as you can see here, the shortcut is Control I, so click on it and boom, this is going to come up. So all you need to do is just locate where the file is saved. Mine is saved on download videos, and we'll open this folder, and these are the stock images. So what we're going to do is just select everything we'll be working with. All right, so select and basically place everything here. All right, so you can basically place everything here one after the other. All right, so this is what you're going to have guys. All right, so the next thing we're going to do guys is import our text. So to do that, let me go to my stock images, open the text. I'm going to put the link of others in the down description below guys. So all you need to do is just use Control A to select all and Control C to copy, then come over to your coreldraw, select your text tool. All right, once you select this, your cursor is going to change to this, so select and press over here, click on it, then use Control V to paste this way. As you can see guys, all you need to do is just reduce the font size and place this over here. All right guys, let's give it a white color so you can see. Basically guys, what I always do is give you guys design ideas, inspiration, and how to use things in coreldraw. Basically, I'm not telling you guys this is how you should do your design. All right, do your design to your taste, to your client taste. Just pass a good message with your craft. All right guys, so this is just basically all about this channel. So let's get to it. And the next thing we're going to do, guys, is basically bring in this background. All right, I want to bring this background and scale this up this way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to power clip this. I want to put this background into this frame. So to do that, right click on this background and locate power clip inside. So this is power clip inside. So once you click on it, as you can see, we have an arrow. So this arrow is telling you to locate where you want to power clip the object to. So we want to power clip this background to this frame. All right, so point your arrow to the frame and left click on it this way, and boom, it has brought itself into the frame. So what we want to do, guys, as you can see, it's not fitted to the frame. We're having like a kind of outline, white outline on it. So I want this background to fit to this frame. So to do that, we have two options here. It's either you hold your alternate key and press and click on this background to select it, then scale it up this way and leaving it to that, or basically all you need to do is just right click, select edit power clip, and it will bring you into the frame. So as you can see, this background is taken out. We can select anything here, we can select anything here apart from this background. So to scale this up to make it fit to frame, all you need to do is just hold your shift and select this anchor points, then select scale it up this way and leave that to that and click on finish. All right, so if you don't see finish option, hold your control and click anywhere. All right, so we are out of the frame. So the next thing we're gonna do, guys, is bring in this cloud background. Is a PNG file. I downloaded it from Google. All right, if you want to type this on Google, just type cloud PNG, you're gonna get this. So I'm gonna put the link of all this, put it for you guys to download. All right, guys, so I'm gonna scale this up this way and basically hold my shift, all right, or hold your control, then just duplicate this and use Control R to duplicate this way. All right, this is basically what I just did, like duplicating it this way. Hold control, all right, then drag this way, then left click, right click immediately this way, then use Control R to just duplicate. I believe you guys know much about this already. So I'm going to just scale this up this way. All right, I'm going to just basically scale this up this way, and what I'm going to do is bitmap. Well, select bitmap, convert to bitmap. So I want to just basically change your color mode to RGB and click on resolution to 300 and click on OK, and boom, this is what you're going to have. So what you're going to do is select and power clip inside this frame, and this is what you're going to have, guys. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go into this frame, right click and select edit power clip, then come over, let's zoom out. Then what you're going to do is just scale this up a bit. All right, then bring in your rectangle tool and draw this way. All right, so let's give it a white color. All right, so what you're going to do now is select your transparency tool and fade out this upper part, and once you do that, just bring this up a bit. All right, you know, in Photoshop, all you need to do is just select your brush and just brush out this and fade it, you understand? So basically that is it for now, guys. That is it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is basically leave this to this, and let's click out of this, and let me just basically scale this up. All right, let me scale this up a bit. All right, so boom, this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is bring in this image you have here and place it inside this frame we have. So right click and select edit power and select power clip and place it in here. All right, so we can't actually see it. So what we're going to do is go into the frame by right clicking and select edit power clip, so we can see our image here. So what I'm going to do is basically place this here. All right, so I'm going to just basically place this here and scale it up this way. All right, so once I scale it up, I'm going to basically let's leave this to this, and use control page down to bring it to the back of the cloud we have there this way. All right, so this is what you're going to have, guys. So let's basically reduce this and lift this over here this way. All right, guys, so this is what we're going to have, and boom, we can click on finish and go out of the frame. So what we're going to do now, guys, is bring in this background. All right, this background, and right click on it, edit power clip, place it in here, then select and use your edit power clip. All right, and go into the frame, then scale this up this way. So once you scale it up this way, all you need to do is just select your control page down and take it to the back this way. All right, leave it to that and use your transparency tool. What I want to do basically is I want to just get part of this neon light we have here and fade it to the background. All right, basically that's what we're going to take. So go to your mesh mode and select overlay this way. All right, guys, so this is what you're going to have. Use your overlay, and basically as you can see we have the lights here. All right, so what you're going to do now, guys, is let's take this up a bit. All right, so once you take it up, I need to just scale this up a bit and just to your taste, guys. So use your transparency tool and just fade out this part this way. All right, so this is what we're going to have, guys. This is what we are going to have. So as you can see the lines in here, I just need that in the background. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, basically is bring in this, copy this to background. Let's cut it, Ctrl X, and take it into this frame. All right, now bring it over here. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is use my transparency tool and fade out this part, convert to bitmap. All right, okay, let you guys not get confused. Let's place it over here, fade out this part. All right, convert to bitmap, then fade out this part. All right, convert to bitmap. Do same to the bottom part, convert to bitmap. All right, then use same transparency tool and select this, then convert it to screen, and this is basically what you're going to have. Now scale this up a bit, scale it up and place it over here. So once you do that, you can just place this over here and take it to the back using control page up to bring it forward this way. All right, just bring it forward a bit. All right, then bring this one and scale it up this way just a bit. All right, scale it up this way a bit, and basically select your transparency tool and change the blend mode to screen. All right, so this is what you're going to have. Now basically the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is as you can see this image, guys, I want to just add a bit of contrast to it. All right, so I'm going to just add a bit of contrast to it. So go to your effect and select adjust and brightness and contrast. All right, so let's just kind of enrich this image a bit. So you can use 30% and click on OK. All right, so basically this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is bring in this this logo, and I want to extract this logo from this from this image you have here. So to do that, basically what you're going to do is bitmap it. All right, once you do that, select OK and go back to your bitmap and go to your mode black and white, select black and white. All right, so you can basically, this threshold is for you to, like, you can see the before, you can see the after. So once you reduce this threshold, you can see it. So you can see you just be adding it so that you can expose some of the important parts of the logo. All right, so what you're going to do now is click on OK, then go back to your trace bitmap on your property bar, select and use outline trace, then line art, then wait for it to load, guys. So basically this one is we have a lot of options here. You can see group by color, specify color, so it depends on you, it depends on what you're doing. All right, so for me, I'm okay with this. All I need to do is just click on OK, and select this, delete this one, then select, go to your property bar, ungroup object. The shortcut is Ctrl U, and once you ungroup, all these things is just on its own, one after the other. So you can basically delete the parts you don't want, the objects and the basic things you don't need here. Just delete the whites, delete all this whites of stuff. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. You can group it back using Ctrl G. All right, so let's place this here. All right, so once you place this here, give it a white color and leave that to that for now, basically. So this is what you're going to have. The next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to cut out this text, highlight this way. All right, use Ctrl X to cut, and select your, make sure your text tool is selected. All right guys, so once you do that, all you need to do is click it over here. All right, then you can see your cursor blinking. Then use Ctrl plus V or Command V if you're using a Mac. All right, to paste it here. Then what I'm going to do is place my cursor here. I want to break this. All right, I want to just break all this apart this way. All right guys, so what you're going to do is I'm going to highlight this and use Shift F3 on my keyboard and give it an uppercase this way. All right, then the next thing you're going to do is come over to your object. All right, then select break upper room experience apart. The shortcut is Ctrl K. All right guys, so if you select this, you can see is on its own. Everything here is on its own. All right, it's either you come over to that part, or you can use Ctrl plus K on your keyboard, or you come over to object and remove it. All right guys, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to bring this here and place it over here for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font of this to this, called, I guess, masterpiece, master plan, sorry. All right, this font is kind of very heavy. Once you place it on your system, it will hang your design. All right, so I will show you what I always do. First of all, let me change this one also to master plan. All right, so once I'll put the link of others font in the down description below for you guys. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and right click on it, convert it to curve. All right, convert this to curve. Reason because once you convert to curve, it will be lighter. But if it's not converted to curve, but before you convert to curve, make sure you have placed your font the way you want it to be. All right, if it's not placed the way you want it to be, in the sense that if it's on uppercase and you want to bring it back to lowercase or anything, you cannot do it after converting into curve. You understand? All right guys, so that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do is already converted to curve here, so I'm going to scale this up. All right, I'm going to scale this up this way. All right, so once I'm done with this, I'm going to scale this up this way and bring this one, scale it up. Sorry, so I'm going to scale this one up this way. Let's bring this down. All right, so I'm going to scale this up, then bring this here and scale it down a bit, reduce it to this point. All right, so I'm going to select this and use Shift, select this also, and click on letter or press letter L to make sure it is aligned to the left. All right, so I'm going to select both of them and select this one. Once you're selecting multiple objects, I told you guys, if you remember in the past, unless if you're a new subscriber, welcome. I told you if you want to select multiple objects, you must hold your Shift, then press any of this or select any of that. Then you can press letter L to take it to align it to the left. Make sure it's aligned to the left this way. As you can see, everything here is aligned using my ruler. You can see, so if you want to bring out a ruler, just come over to this left here or to this side and bring in a ruler this way, or you bring in a ruler this way. So the next thing I'm gonna do, guys, is I want to bring in my shadow tool. All right, this is your shadow tool. Then I want to place, come over to your preset, yeah, come over to your preset and select this. You understand, select any of this. You can use this. Then once you do that, just use this and place it here. All right, so once you do that, do the same to this. All right, so do the same to this, place it, make sure it is in the middle. All right, so use Ctrl K to break the shadow apart and the text. All right, Ctrl K. Then what you're going to do is just basically nothing much, just take, I'm sorry, I think everything here is selected. So what you're going to do is make sure it's break apart. All right, it is now. So select only the shadow and take it to the left a bit. All right, select this shadow also, take it to the left a bit. So this is what you're going to have, guys. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rectangle tool and draw a box this way. All right, I'm going to draw a box this way. So let me give it an outline so we're going to see it. So I'm going to draw a box this way. All right, so once you're done drawing this box, convert it to curve. Right click on it and select convert to curve. The shortcut is Ctrl Q. All right, guys, so this is what you're going to have. So what you're going to do now, guys, is basically you're going to select this and use this anchor point and draw this up this way. All right, so once you do that, go to your shape tool and select. All right, now right click on this, select to curve. All right, so once you do that, you'll see this arrow, or these two arrow here pointing. Then select this one and take it up this way. All right, so once you do that, select this one, bring it this way. All right, it's basically just that simple, guys. It's very, very simple. So what you're going to do is I'm going to select this one. All right, right click on it and select to curve, and this arrow tool, select the right one here and place this here, this way. All right, that's fine. Then bring this one here. So in case you can't see your arrow, all you need to do is just select this node this way, you will see it. So bring this one to this point this way, and this one here this way. So it's basically simple, guys. It's very simple to draw, you understand? So it depends on you. So I'm going to bring in another rectangle tool and draw this way. All right, so I'm going to right click on it as we did earlier, convert to curve, then select your shape tool, and basically what you're going to do is select, let's reduce this a bit. All right, let's reduce this. So what you're going to do is right click and select to curve. All right, so once you do that, basically bring this one this way. All right, and we're just creating a shape, guys. We're creating a shape. All right, so basically this is what you're going to have, guys. This is what you're going to have. Now the next thing you're going to do is, let's just take this up a bit. All right, that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in another rectangle and draw this way. All right, make sure it's aligned to this. Now convert to curve. All right, right click or Control Q or Command Q on your keyboard. All right, so what I'm going to do is basically bring this here. All right, bring this here. All right, and bring this here. So what I'm going to do is basically right click over here and select to curve. All right, so once you do that, this arrow is going to come up. All right, this arrow is going to come up. So basically you're going to select this and this way. All right, you're going to do this way. Let me bring this down a bit. All right, let's bring this down. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse anyway. It's kind of misbehaving these days. All right, so what I'm going to do is basically right click on this one to curve. All right, then drag this up this way, so you can basically see the shape. All right, you can see the shape. Now this is what you're going to have. Now right click on this one. All right, and bring this way. All right, guys. All right, let's right click on this and let's take this up a bit. Now basically you get the shape, right? We've gotten this shape. Now basically, guys, let's apply colors to it. So let's get our interactive fill tool on your tools bar and let's draw this way on the long one we have here. Now just draw it this way and leave it that first. Now select this color mode here. Once you select this color, the thumbnail, this thumbnail, once you select it, this stuff is going to come. I don't know the name, guys, sorry, I don't know the name, but select this node color and you will see your colors. All right, so come over to this stuff you're going to see here. All right, you can drag it to any color of your choice. You can see the colors are changing. So once you do that, I'm taking mine to the red color we have here. So as you can see, it's an if layer, guys, so we'll be using RGB. All right, so once we're done with that, let's bring this down to the dark part here. All right, guys. Oh, first of all, let's give it a light shade of red, then add a node here. To add, just double click on this line. That's how to add a node. Make sure it's on RGB because you're not printing once. If you're using RGB, if you export, your work will be okay. But if you're using CMYK, CMYK is if you want to print your job. If this job will be printed, you will use CMYK, because once you're sending to the press to print for you, the press will print using CMYK, not RGB as a color. All right, so this is what you're going to do. Give this a dark shade of red. All right, so as you can see, this is kind of bent, so give it a straight. Put this to straight. So once you're putting it to straight, I can see this stuff is, if you bend it, your color will kind of slant. All right, so I'm going to right click over here, also double click over here, sorry, and give this a light shade of CMYK. Also we'll give this a light shade of red. All right, so good. Let's give this also kind of a dark shade over here, RGB. All right, so basically, as you can see, guys, we're applying the colors. All right, so now this color is not kind of light the way I want it, so what I'm going to do is just basically come over to this, give it like a white. All right, guys. So I'm just kind of adjusting the colors, guys. So instead of taking this to the left, I'm taking it to the right. All right, that's good, all right, guys. So basically, this is what, give it a dark one. You can actually add a node and just adjust this way, you know what I'm saying. You can basically add a node and adjust this way. All right, guys, so you can actually increase the darkness of this. All right, guys, so this is what you're going to have now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same to this. All right, so what I don't want to like do the colors again, so what I'm going to do is just right click and drag this color to this. So once you drag this color or this shape to this one, leave it. All right, you will see copy fill color here. So once you do that, you've copied your color. So I'm going to like use my my shift page down to take this to the back. All right, so we're taking it behind. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to reduce those colors. All right, I'm going to reduce these colors because I only need like few colors here. All right, so I'm going to just take this one here, add this, give it a dark shade of red. All right, or black, we can give it black shade. All right, so basically this is what you're going to have, guys. Let's leave this to this way. All right, so this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is copy this color and place it here. All right, so basically that is it. All right, so I'm going to just slant this a bit. So once you slant this, let's remove this one and basically leave this one here. All right, guys, so let's adjust our colors to fit in our work All right, so this is what you're going to have, guys, basically. So what we're going to do now, guys, is highlight all and come over to this, remove that white stroke or outline we have here, and boom, this is what we're going to have. So I'm going to scale this down and bring this here. All right, I'm going to scale this down and bring this here. All right, guys, so basically, as you can see, guys, this our color is kind of it's kind of dark. The shade of red is kind of dark, so I'm gonna like remove this one. Let me kind of give this and reduce the black shade. It's kind of dark. Aha, good. So let's, I'm basically adjusting the colors, guys, nothing much here. All right, so that is it. So guys, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want this this stuff here, you understand? I want this stuff to kind of come through, okay. Let me reduce this one, it's kind of big. All right, let's bring this here this way. All right, so I want this to kind of show through this what's it called, this cycle we have here. So I want this to come through into this place. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my shape tool. All right, I'm going to use my shape tool and bring this here this way. All right, so once you do that, watch this carefully. I'm going to select my rectangle tool and draw this way. So once I draw this way, let's give it a black stroke so we can see it. So this is your black stroke, and as you can see it, guys, as you can see, make sure it's aligned to this shape we have here. It's not aligned, so basically bring this here. Now what you're going to do is select your shift, hold your shift and select this one. All right, you selected this, so what I'm just showing you guys. So once you select, you understand, now come over to your weld or trim, sorry, come over to your property bar and select trim, and once you trim it, delete this one. So as you can see, as if this one is kind of going into this. Do you understand? Watch it closely, like this is coming into this. All right, guys, so basically that is it. All right, basically that is it, guys. So I'm gonna like just take this up this way. All right, so take this up this way, and that is it, guys. Basically that is it. So what I'm going to do is bring in this experience. All right, I'm going to bold it. All right, the font there is normal area, so I'm not changing anything there. So I'm going to basically just do this. So to power clip, to fit this to part in this object, all you need to do is just right click and drag this way and place it on top of this object and leave it, or you kind of, basically I love doing it this way based on, you understand, I'll show you now. So if you want to just do it, all you need to do is just select this, select shift and select both of this and come over. But first of all, let's break this apart because we've trimmed this. All right, so leaving us with only this one. So what you're going to do is just select this text, select shift and select this one, come over to your text and select feed to part. All right, so once you feed to part, it has fitting to this object. Let me bring it here, you can see it, that's fitting to this object. Now basically, or what you're going to do is, I'm just giving you how it's done or the shortcut. All right, so I'm going to make a separate video on this one for you guys to understand. All right, so you can basically drag, place it on top of this line and leave it. That is right clicking. Once you right click this way, you drag, leave it here, you will see feed to part. All right, so once you feed to part this way, basically it's the same thing as you can see. All right, now you you cannot use this text now. What you're going to do is just select and use Ctrl K, break it apart. So once you break the text apart, you're left with just your text. All right, you're left with just your text. So what you're going to do is just bring it in here. Sorry, the text is behind, so select only the text, use Shift page up and bring it forward. Sorry, this stuff it came up. All right, so that is what you're going to have. So basically you can now adjust this way. Basically it's just following like the shape of this, and we're leaving this to this. All right guys, basically if you don't understand, drop me a comment in the comment section below. Say let's continue with the design. So what we're going to do is cut out this. We're cutting out this one and we're placing it here, and we're giving it a black color. All right, a black color, this one right here. So let's place this one. Now we can see we have a lot of shape. You basically just adjust your text, you understand? Adjust your text, and once you do that, you're breaking this here. Now give it use Shift F3, give it an uppercase. All right, change the font to Futural. All right, now you can bold this and basically reduce to this point and place it here and make sure it is aligned. Hold Shift, select both and use L to align to the left. All right, so you can basically leave this one here for now. All right guys, this is what you're going to have. Now what you're going to do guys is I'm going to bring in this. All right, I want to make use of this object here, so I'm going to cut this one. Let's scale it up a bit. I'm going to use my crop tool. All right, and cut this. Basically select your crop tool, click and drag, double click, boom, you have it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is bitmap. Go to your menu bar, select bitmap, color mode set to RGB. All right, click OK. Come over to your bitmap, select mode black and white, allow it to load. This is your before and this is your after. All right, so you can basically use your threshold. If it's not clear enough, you can be adjusting till you get all the informations you want. So click OK. For mine it's good. Go to your property bar, select trace bitmap, select outline trace line art, and allow this to load. All right, so this is your before and this is your after. All right guys, so basically now what you're going to do is click on OK, and you can basically ungroup or uncheck it. All right, so once you ungroup, this is what you're going to have. So I need the splashes to just be on it. So what I'm going to do is use my ellipse tool or my cycle tool and place another one here and give it a white color this way. All right, now I'm going to leave that to that. Remove the stroke or the outline as usual, select all with the splashes and place it here. Good, this is what we're going to have now guys. This is what we're going to have now. Let's place this here and leave that to that. So I'm going to just leave this here and basically bring this and cut this ones, the date and the time. All right, so I'm going to just place this one here. All right, the font I'll be using for this is called Vantley. All right, so basically I'm going to delete this one and adjust this one and give it like you understand there's an error there, is supposed to be August. All right, let's adjust all and use Ctrl K to cut this. All right, use Ctrl K to just break it apart or cut it apart. All right, so what you're going to do now is cut this one, place it here, cut this one, place it here, cut this one and place it here. Basically I'm deleting this one, I don't want to make use of it, so I'm going to just place this one here, give this one, use Shift F3 to change the case. All right, so reduce and bring it up here. All right, basically reduce this one, bring it up here, remove the dot behind. All right, we don't need it. All right guys, so basically this is what you're going to have guys. Now I'm going to basically select this and bring this here. All right, so I'm going to just delete this one, change uppercase. All right, F3, on your keyboard. All right, then let's place this one here. Shift page up to bring it forward. Page down is to take it behind. Page up is to bring it forward. All right, so this is what we're going to have, guys. Now what I'm going to do is, this is kind of far apart, so let's bring it here. All right, so make sure it's kind of aligned with all this to the top. All right, so make sure it's aligned. Good. Now what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in my venue. All right, cut it out, place it here. All right, guys, so let's kind of give all title case. Title case means all the first letters will be capital letter. All right, so I'm going to break this here, put and break this here. All right, this is Arial, Lagos, Nigeria. All right, so basically leave this here, give it a black color. All right, so the font we'll be using for this is called Futural. All right, guys, so let's scale this up this way and leave this to this, this to this, this to this. All right, so basically bring in this one. Let's scale this up, bring in this. All right, so what I'm going to do is bitmap, convert to bitmap. All right, so mode, line art, and okay, go to your trace bitmap, outline trace, line art. Basically I've taught you guys how to extract all this, so I'm just being like fast so that this video will not be kind of too long for you guys. All right, so because me, I don't like watching long videos though. It depends. So I'm going to place this one here, and we're going to leave this to this. All right, guys, so basically this is what you're going to have, guys. Now the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this, give it the black color. All right, so I'm going to break this apart, Control K. So the font I'll be using for this one is called the Jacklyn. Yep, the Jacklyn. So mostly you guys have seen this font everywhere. So what you're going to do is give this uppercase. All right, so just place this one here with Debbie Hills. All right, so just place this one here, and basically bring this one, give it a black color. All right, so what you're going to do is, this is Facebook. All right, this is IG. So you're just gonna, like, you know, give it some spacing, bring this one, make sure it's aligned to this one down, letter B. All right, so once you do that, you can basically just scale this up this way, align to this one. All right, so once you do that, just basically scale this up and bring in this grandpas we have here. All right, so I want to use it in black and white, not the color. So what I'm going to do is basically black and white, extract. All right, go to your trace bitmap, outline trace, and allow it to load. All right, so once it's done loading, click OK, bring this one here, delete the former one. We have Facebook, right? So what you're going to do is just scale this up this way, scale this one down, and, you know, reduce down, bring this one, convert is to, all right, scale this up, convert. All right, so what you're going to do is just use your mode, outline trace. All right, black and white, and this to this to this to this, and boom, that is it. So delete this one, and basically what we're going to do now, guys, is use our ellipse tool and copy this shape here, give it black, and bring this one here. All right, scale this one down, and basically bring it to forward, and boom, this is what you're going to have, guys. So basically, guys, how to design this e-flyer in coreldraw, and this is how I designed it. So if you have any question, guys, drop me a comment in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up for it to help this video be recommended to other people. All right, guys, so Let's help this channel grow. See you guys in my next video.